Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Piniac folks. It's your man always, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, comes to you live on YouTube. You know, folks, you know what day is. It's the first of the month. Grab your chicken, come on. It's the first. And before I get here, I want to give a shout to the amazing ladies who I have done interviews with and who I follow who are from Canada. Who this is today is Canada Day, which is kind of like the 4th of July for that country. And I want to say Happy Canada Day and shout out to you. Some ladies, I see them happy and see them back. We know our day is the 4th, and that's excuse me, it's Thursday. So we were gonna. I'm gonna shout out and love to Melanie Horton, Tanner Huey, also Aubrey Meyer, Maria Lieberman, me ladies who I've known and done interviews who had the pleasure of being on my channel, over the past years. And also a happy belated birthday to my dear friend. Her birthday was the 31st. That was Sunday. Amanda Schnooks. Shout out to Schnooks. I mean, she just announced that she's going to be competing next year. We see her compete. I think she said she did an interview with my man Glenn over the female body over there at the Amazon Fitness channel, and I think she's going to switch. I think she said she's switching over to women's bodybuilding instead of physique. I catch a little bit of the interview, but I try to support it. So, folks, as you know, we have a show coming up this weekend. It is the Portugal Pro. And it's one of the few shows overseas that still have women's bodybuilding. We just had the Imperial last month, and then you have Portugal, and there's also the Linda Murray, the Lena Pooper show. But that's going to be around September. But for July, there are a few shows that's going to have women's bodybuilding. Also the other divisions such as physique and others. But as you know, I am more a fan of women's bodybuilding, and I want to recognize these ladies. So we don't officially have the list yet for the Portugal Pro. It's going to probably post it later on this evening. So I'll probably check, on the MPC New Online website. They'll post it and they'll announce who's competing. But we all know one lady who has confirmed, and she did it on Green's channel. It's the Amazon Fitness channel, and also she did it on my channel when she gets officially signed as a Bad Rap sponsored athlete. That is Miss Sherry Priami. And Sherry is an amazing lady. She has a great physique. She has a lot of potential, possibly to maybe win this show. Like I said, I'm a fan of Sherry. Like I said, I had the pleasure to have here on my channel a couple of times. And I think she's ready for it because she's trained. Her coach lives in Europe, and he suggested to her to come over here and do a show. And I think not a lot of American competitors will go overseas, but as we all know, there's so few shows here for women's bodybuilding in America. At least if you count the numbers, it's about at least 7. Right now that's for Olympic qualification, and then we already had the Triple O Dynasty. We had Vancouver, New York, and Imperial. So, and then the other is like the Romanian Muscle Fest for next year's Olympia, and the show in Anaheim, I think, is also for next year's Olympia. And Sherry looking pretty good. She just did an interview over the weekend with the Female Bodybuilding channel, where she's planning on leaving because she has a job. She works as a dental hygienist, and her job keeps her busy. And she's planning on heading out Tuesday. So and here he is. You pop in Sherry, and I'm telling you, Sherry looks really good. Like I said, I'm a fan of Sherry. She has amazing physique, has a lot of potential. As you know, she's number 4 in the world for women's bodybuilding, and and she's a mom. She has a job. Was it just about the month earlier? Her oldest son, graduated from high school. He's going to college now, and her and the rest of her family went on a little trip. They took a nice little trip to on a cruise. And remember in my live stream signing with her and Eunice and JoJo, they told her she looked really great. And I think that time on the vacation really helped her out. There she is. This is a workout. I think that's one of her sons right there videotaping. And also there's I believe that's her boyfriend, Chris. Chris is there. And I'm telling you, Sherry, I'm actually going to say this. This is going to be. This is more. This is a chance that Sherry could win the show. She looks really impressive. And as you know, she's a dental hygienist. This is her at work. This is from an interview she did for a news station in her area. And you gotta respect that. She has this full-time job and still she competes. And I know her boss and her co-workers are really cool about her, what she's doing. They let her have time off because she took time off to be with her son, and she's taking time off to go to Portugal. And I wish her best of luck. Like I said, she has some. I think she has some serious contenders there in Portugal, and I think one person that might give her a decent fight. And she's been in Portugal quite a few times. She won her first Olympic qualification in Portugal back in 2021, but the reasons and circumstances, she did not make her Olympia debut. And that is Anastasia Livanova. And Anastasia, she also did an interview with the Female Body Channel. I watched it, a little bit of it this morning, and she did a little guest posing. This is from the show she was guest posing at, and she posted this. It's somewhere in Eurasia Championships 2024. It's an NBC show, NBC Worldwide, and she's gonna come. We're going to see. We'll see. She looks really good. She has a great physique. Like I said, I'm a fan of hers. But I'm not too much a fan of her husband. The guy he's out there. So we wait and see in a particular while. They do a lot of talking. I can't, like I said, I won't play the music because you know how it is, copyright infringement. But I will play music from my StreamYard, which will probably help for a little bit. Let me see. We're waiting for her. And when she comes out, we play. There she goes. Play a little music. That was the guest post. It was kind of quick. It was quick. It didn't last too long, but she looks pretty good. She looks impressive. If you remember, she took second in 2023 to Alcione Barreto, and that was, like I said, it was only two competitors that year. And I got to give a shout out to Portugal. They still giving women's bodybuilding a stage where not other places, especially here in the States, are not giving her the opportunity, giving the division the opportunity it deserves. And she is. I think there's a show where I believe she got a pro card. This was about 3-4 years ago, I believe. Yeah, about 4 years ago, a little 4 years. And this is where her husband. Any dude that has a tattoo on his face, I know you gotta be careful. Mike Tyson is a good example of that. I'm a big fan of Mike, but brother, he can wild a little bit. We have some comments here. We got a comment here from my man. We got here from Warrior 2000. Shout out to Warrior. He says, Sherry, Mr. Sesho Priyami, and it says also versus Anastasia, the total package Levanova. That's what they called her on the live stream, the total package. Also, Anastasia definitely bring competition to Sherry. Yeah, I think she got. Also, this is from Warrior. He says, Anastasia Levanova got the Lee Priest structure, short, stocky, and nice shape. I remember Lee Priest. And also, this is from Warrior. He says, Anastasia even does a Lee Priest posing move on the Superman pose. Okay, right. And also, this is from Stephen Prey. Sherry is the favorite, and I remember I was talking with somebody, how they say that, I think you and Body Channel was saying in the interview with Sherry that, the husband wasn't liking the idea that I was calling Sherry the favorite, but you got to think about it. Sherry is the top 4 level competitor. She's only 2 women between the current champ, Andrea, Shaw. She's just 2 people away. So you're coming in number 4 in the world. Where too bad you don't. You know what? It would have been nice if it was still top 5 for women's bodybuilding, especially so few shows. Sherry wouldn't have to be the show. She would just sit and chill and just come in, just do the Olympia, and she did rise into Olympia. But because they changed the qualifications, it's top 3 for most of the divisions except for the men's open, which is some BS. So she has to get her qualification. Also, this is from my Warrior 2000s. I was going off on the trolls on social media who dared to send D pics. Well, brother, I should correct your grammar. It's not pics with a K. You drop the K. It's PICS. You don't need the K. You mean pics, picking something up. That's the difference. Also, this is from, it says, Stephen Prey, don't underestimate MC Villanova, though. It could be either way or who wins, but I like Sherry. I know you like Sherry, And he correctly says, the picks. Thank you. That's correction if you want to say. But there is another lady who I follow who also is throwing her hat in this show. She announced it, last week. That is Jacqueline J. Fuchs. And Jacqueline is very impressive. Some say that she could have won at the what's the face show, the Europa Championships last year, but I think she was second or third. I try to remember, and to Chelsea Dion, and is this not the right one? She has one. Let's see. Fuchs. Let's see. Where is it? It should be. Because I think she. Let me find it. See. Mm-hmm. See, she should be on here. Well, I think it's Fox or something. Fox. She used the Fox. Well, I'll figure it out. But it is, her. She's very impressive. I mean, I can go to the Female Bodybuilding Channel and find it. But Jacqueline, she has been in the game for quite some time. She has put a lot of work in since, for a while we didn't see her compete. She took a couple of years off. Switch this guys. She took some time off back after I think she last competed around about, was it 20? It was that she was gone for a good 3 or 4 years. Then she came back. It was in 2022, and she only did one show that year. And then 2023, she was invited to the Masters Olympia. She did the Europa Championship, and she did another show, Europa Championship. She did the Masters Olympia, and she did the Romanian Muscle Fest. So, and that's a popular show. It's my man, Warrior says, Warrior, my bad. That's all right, brother. We got straightened out. But, Jacqueline looks pretty good from what I've seen of her. She looked really impressive. I think it's that, like I said, that muscle maturity. Because, can you believe it? She's almost, in her, think about it, she's almost in her 60s. Jacqueline is like 55, 56 this year. And, you wouldn't believe it if you look at her, how her body is developed, because I think this, healthy lifestyle of bodybuilder really can change the aspects of how these competitors grow and how they really represent themselves. Here he goes. And this is a little video I found. We'll pull it up in a minute.
Ready for action.
There we go. You know, and there she is. She's working out. And Jacqueline's from Switzerland, like Julia Furry, and also Sandra Kavicic. I saw her face Sandra. I apologize to mess up her name. But Jacqueline, like I said, she looks pretty good. I mean, she's really bringing up her conditioning, her her shoulders, her lats, her traps. I mean, it's just she's really is coming a long way. And she one point she was working with the with Hella and Hella and Gina Cavero, and also Irie Anderson is supposed to run their own little game. They're supposed to be the 14 posing coaches. I don't know if she's still with them or not. It's it's up in the air. I hadn't usually they have her, but like I say, I don't know. I'm just wondering. This is from says right here from my man Jay Fuchs says, why Jay Fuchs cut her hair? Just saying she looked great with her natural hair. Well, like a lot of ladies, she is she's losing her hair. It's happened, especially if you are on a certain level of PEDs. It can be extreme and it can affect your hair growth. Some women's hair start thinning out and some of it you start losing the hair. So the point is, and most times she was wearing wigs because the last couple of shows she was wearing a blonde wig, you know, and it's just one of those things that happens. It's one side effects of when you take certain growth enhancers. It does affect how your hair grows. One lady who I know, Rita West, she shaved her head a while back because she was losing her hair, and it's just one of the things that happen. It's that sacrifices of of what the decisions they make, especially as competitors. Um, Here got my man Warrior says, "Hey, it's her hair, her prerogative." Yeah, you know. But why'd you ask? You're the one who asked. So you know. But like I said, I think there's some other ladies on the list, but the list is not going to come out till I think later this. Let me see. I'm gonna. Ooh, excuse me, ooh, Sky. And the list's not out yet because it still, takes a while. There's a couple of shows. There's a show also. You know, we're just waiting to hear from the IFBB when you put the list out. But we all know we have for women's bodybuilding for July we have the Mr. Big Evolution in Portugal Pro. Then the week after that we have the Linda Murray Atlanta Pro, and the week after that we have Chicago Pro. And the next month we have both the Tampa Pro and the Rising Phoenix. And many of the women on the list for the Rising Phoenix have not announced, you know, what shows they're doing. Now, one lady who I follow and had a pleasure interview on my channel, and that is Sheena Olick. And Sheena, she get also interviewed with my man Glenn over his Amazon Fitness magazine, and she's announced that she's going to do the Atlanta Pro. As you know, Sheena, she took second at the Toronto Pro earlier last month, and she looked pretty impressive because it was last time she competed was in 2020 two, and she took a step away from competition. And like I said, I'm a fan of Sheena. I got to meet her when I went to Savannah back in 2022. I think she was number 4 at Chicago that year. Then she took second to Chelsea at Tampa, and she was, I believe, 4th at Savannah Pro. And she looks really impressive. Like I said, I'm a fan of hers. I think she has great physique, great look to her. Very, very athletic, strong physique. The big debate is if she can possibly, because it's like it's a stacked show from what I've heard. I know Tina Chandler is doing this show. A couple other ladies who I'm hearing are doing this show. No confirmation as yet or who else is going to do that show. Here we got here a comment from War 2000 says, it's a shame that paid side effects do that to your body, but it's what it is. Okay, yeah. Also, we got here from Jeremy Remo said there is one more confirmed for women's bodybuilding. Oh, Haggett Sadis. I think they interviewed her on the female bodybuilding channel. I think she's from Israel. I forgot about her. I wasn't sure. I think she was doing women's bodybuilding. I thought she was doing physique, but yeah, that's a confirmation. Also, there's one more confirmed. And thank you, my man Art of Female Bodybuilding Podcast. Yo, Art, you're in the live stream. Jump on. Let me. Come on. I'm playing solo right now. I usually have my usual suspects, but I know it's about the time people getting a little busy close to the holidays. Also, this is for Warrior, says Jeremy. I'm not really concerned about the Haggett woman. Yeah. And also this is from M. Bison. I think that's what it is. I hope Sheena takes it. I hope so too. Sheena, she looks impressive. I mean, I hope she does. She deserves the opportunity to go to the Olympics because she's been there once in her career. That was 2021, and 2022 wasn't her best year. Then she took a break for 2023. So possibly, we hope she does make the Olympia. Also, this is from a man where it says Sheena is still beautiful and has a pleasing shape, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan of Sheena. Like I said, I got the pleasure of meeting her. I do like Sheena's Oleg. Hope she wins the Pro. Yeah, I hope so too. I think, like I said, I'm a fan of Sheena. I think she's an amazing lady, and she works hard. I respect her commitment and passion. She's a Jersey girl. I got people in Jersey, got some family up there, and she has that particular look. I think probably could possibly get an Olympic, depending who's there. Like I said, we still are waiting on some. I'm hearing some names getting dropped here and there, but no confirmations as of yet. Some competitors might drop out. Because we had a situation where we had competitors that dropped out. Because of either some issues, something like that. We got here my man KL the Wanderer.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? What's up with you? As you know, last night I did a little live stream with KL. It was a pleasure to hang out with him and Samuel Oldham. It was fun. It was something, hey, it's fun to be the guy on the sidelines.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seemed like I was the guy on the side.
Well, like I say, you're the host. You have to really, when you're hosting a party, you have to really
George,
present
I
yourself.
can't outtalk you, bro. It's not gonna happen.
So you can try. You gotta learn. Son, we just, like I said, me and Sam were just clicking because we understood. Like, I know you're more
No,
of a fan.
I'm not beefing about it. It's cool. I'm not. Nah, it's cool, bro. Like I just wanted to put his stuff out there, discuss his movie and stuff. My thing was I wanted to do like a movie reaction, ask him questions, like especially like with certain scenes. But
Mhm.
it's cool. I'm not.
That's all right. Yeah. Like I said, I
Yeah,
think he gave some reactions. He liked the movie. He's proud of his work. Like I said, he still wants to make some
yeah,
improvements. Like you said, now with things going on with the technology and digital and everything else, and he's really want to work on some things. I'm glad I gave him the idea about the Olympia. I hope he does do it because that help out his channel also. Because we need
right,
people like him on boots to the ground, especially people you have met or known during his time as doing content, especially knowing people like Kate Baxter, like that. He might have run into people that he hadn't seen in a long time. That'd be a great opportunity for
right.
him. Yeah.
I
So
thought you was gonna have more guests. I was
that's all right.
expecting.
It was just
Oh,
you and me. It's fine. I think Keith. Sometimes he has things he has to do. Or I know I saw Art Muscle was in here. He might pop in, but like I said, I don't speak. If you want to come, that's up to you. I can't break your arm or twist it. Come when you feel like you want to come or when you choose to come. That's all I can
that's
say.
not a problem.
So anyway, we're talking about Sheena Olick. And
Oh,
Sheena, she looks really good. She took second at the Toronto Pro. That was early last month. and she's always talking about getting ready for the Atlanta Pro.
Right.
And she has a great conditioning. Aesthetically, not as big as some of the other girls you see now, but she has a great athletic body, great physique. She has a great look toward very, you know, very feminine, very, good. I think one issue was her back, not enough density. I
Mm,
think she said that because she has, you said sister girl booty, and if she can bring in up her conditioning, and come in a little drier, harder, she can possibly, win the Atlanta Pro.
okay.
So yeah. So is there anybody you following that you like to see compete in the show?
Not really, man. I just be like going like surfing, like because there's women that don't compete and they just catch my interest. There's this one
Mhm.
chick, her name is Sarah. I think she's from, but she's in the U.S. But she seemed like she doesn't compete and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of women who are fitness influencers now. They're doing their thing. It's pretty popular. Some not ready for competition because there's a lot of work you got to do to get ready for a show. The time, the
Yeah,
training. Even if you're not even a competitor, you still have to follow a diet.
right.
Follow the workout times. I mean, there's a big difference in people who just work out to stay in shape and those who work out so they are getting ready for prep for a show.
Yeah.
There's so many things you have to deny yourself, especially when you're on prep. I know Sheena. One thing is she is a big fan of donuts.
Mm.
I mean, she loves. I remember. Yeah, I
I know
remember
her
when I sent
weakness
her.
now.
Yeah, I remember I sent her a care package. It was with a big bag of Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup cereal, and
Oh,
she
she's a
said,
sweet girl. She's sweet.
yeah,
She likes
she
sweet.
she she loves her sweets, and she loved the package I sent her. I was happy to send her because she's a great. It was really cool. She get a great interview, and just like I said, I like doing these packages for these ladies because it's a precious time.
Okay.
Here we have here a comment from my man Warrior 2000. So let me ask you a question, KLA. The Wanderer, did you sketch and
Oh.
draw that avatar on your YouTube channel, or did you someone did it for you? So who
Nah, I
actually?
did it myself. I did it. Was he talking? Oh, the Avatar. Oh,
Yes,
yeah, I did it. I did that.
yeah. That's an interesting avatar profile picture. Yeah, as you know,
Mm.
my picture is the other guy. Oh,
The Joker.
and yeah, I can't help it. It's from being Ward 2000 says, I'll eat donuts with her like them myself. She got a sweet tooth. Yeah, it's true. A lot of competitors love sugar, but sugar is one of those things they can't have too much
Yeah.
on their prep. Also, this is from, he says, I heard she's wanted to date Olivia Sergio Jr. Yeah, somebody told me that. She's a big fan of him. But also, she
Who's who's
likes
who's who's Olivia? Sergio.
Sergio Olivier. He's the
Olivia.
son of a
Sergio.
bodybuilding legend, Sergio Olivier. He was one of the top competitors back in the day. He was from Cuba, and some people said that he should have beat Arnold back around that last Olympics.
Oh, wait a second. What? I gotta see his face. I probably know who y'all talking about.
Let me see. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can find, Olivier Sergio. It's actually Sergio Olivier Jr. Let me see if I can pull it up. He might be on IG. Give me.
How old is she? How old is Sheena?
Sheena is like in her mid to late 30s.
Uh, she like older men.
The son is not too old. I think
Um,
you know, he got to be in his 30s. You know, yeah. Here it is. Yeah, I got a picture. This is one. It's on his IG. We pull it up. It's him sitting in a jacuzzi. And with a
nah,
wine, a cigar, and some cucumbers across his eyes. You know.
No, I
Uh,
never seen.
yeah,
Damn, his
yeah,
arms is huge, bro. Oh my
yeah.
god.
He is right here doing a pose. Yeah, his father right there in the background. That's his dad, Sergio
Yeah,
Senior.
yeah,
Yeah, his father had amazing physique. He was like up there with guys like Arnold and Frank Zane and all those others back in
yeah,
the day.
yeah,
I don't know if he's competing or not this year because, like I said, I don't follow the guys like that. It's
yeah,
just there's his dad right here when he was younger, and there's
yeah. I
Sergio.
probably seen that before. Seen him before.
Yeah, yeah. If he's a top level competitor, he
His
competes in
arms
his
is
open.
huge, bro. Like, oh, you
Yeah,
think he juices?
most you don't get that big. What you don't get that big from just eating egg whites
Yeah,
and rice. You have to
mm,
steroids is it's a small factor of the bodybuilder, but
yeah,
it's the thing that you need to get you that size and conditioning. Yes,
mm.
he's probably juicing. Um,
Arms is
it's,
big like that, man. Oh my god.
yeah. Uh, See, this is from my man Warrior. It says Sergio Jr. hadn't seen him in a while. Well, he might be just laying low, or a lot of these guys don't do too much a lot of social media, but he
Mm.
is, a popular competitor. Um, this is from M Bison. It says that man asks, "You think he's juices?" Also, this is from a man, War 2000 says, Sheena Oleg seems to have a huge crush on Sergio Jr. Not even kidding. The woman looked like she about to pregnate just talking about him. Maybe if I get her on, we could ask about it. You
Mm.
know, M. Bison's laughing, ha ha ha, funny, funny. LOL. But yeah, it's this is we're still waiting on the lists because the list for the Portugal won't be out. Now, one lady who says she's making a return because we hadn't seen her since 2022, and that is Parmesan. I had a pleasure interviewing the lovely Mademoiselle Parmesan on my
Okay.
channel, and she looks pretty good. This is from we should pull it up here. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
from she posted this on her IG, and she looks she looks really good. I mean, she
yeah.
looks really tight. Condition looks really good. The question is, will she get in the top, five or even top three? Because she's been a top four competitor the past 3 years since 2021. She took fourth in 2021, 2022, actually 2020, 2021, and 2022. But she decided to not compete this year, for
Okay.
2023. Like I said, I had the pleasure of having her on. It was I think it was like the month after the Olympia. We go to my
Mm.
channel, you can see the interview. She looked really good. I mean, she was nice, she's really cool. She's a mom, and she can't believe it. She's in her early 50s.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you wouldn't think it, as you know, one
How
of
would she
her,
look to you?
I would say, when we did the interview, I would go out and say maybe about late 30s, early 40s.
Mm.
Well, she had a
Okay.
birthday a couple months ago, you know,
Mm.
so she's like around 52 now, 52 or 51, trying to
Mm.
remember. But she looked really good. You know, from what I'm seeing from social media, she looks pretty good. One of her fellow French women, country women, Anne Lorraine Moon, she's out because of issues because she had surgery on her knee. So Anne Lorraine's been a top five competitor the past 2 or 3 years. She's gone to Olympia. She was planning to do New York and a couple other shows, but then the knee surgery came up. But now she's out, so we might see her next year. Then another one of our fellow country women, Sophie um, Leo, she also had to drop out. She was going to compete at the Portugal Pro last month, but Sophie had to drop out because she got injured in a motorcycle ride. She fell and she burned herself. I don't know if Sophie's going to do any other shows. She might, because there's at least a couple more shows more for the physique division. it is for women's bodybuilder overseas. I think there's still a show in I believe in Great Britain, supposed to have women's physique, and also supposed to be a show in South Korea. And those shows are, if she flesh needs the time to get in conditioning, or she can come here to the States because she can do the Linda show, or she can do Chicago. There's Tampa. There's also Texas. And there's show in Tupelo. But the show in UK is in September, so that probably be too close for a time because I don't know because the Olympics in October, and I think qualification ends that either that first or last week of September for the Olympia because there's that show in Anaheim for women's bodybuilding that's in the 24th, I believe, and there's where Alina shows the first, so that will be the probably the last show for women's bodybuilding Olympic qualification. For, because it's going to be really tight at first September. So because the show in Anaheim, I think it's going to be qualification maybe for next year. It could be qualification for this year. I gotta check and see who can tell me, what's what's going to go on. How the show, which shows are Olympic qualification, and which shows are just for next year's Olympia.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we got here. There's my man Warrior says Barbara looks like she came straight off of Wakanda every time we see her. K the Dora Manje, yipes, yelps.
Uncle
You see
John.
Dolmajan, yeah, yeah,
Let
yeah.
me ask you,
Mhm.
did that girl, did that woman reach out to you, the one um that we was watching her story where, people was making fun of her. Well, people was kind of like talking a load of crap to her about her being muscular.
Which one? There's like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. We was watching it like a couple of weeks ago. Me, you, Maria, Keith.
oh, you mean,
Remember
oh,
the,
Renee,
remember
Renee
you
Hooks.
you made a real you made a clip out of it.
Well,
You made
we
it
made a clip.
recently.
It was just from her IG. I didn't make a clip. I got it from IG.
No, but I'm just saying the
Yeah,
discussion. It was
yeah,
a
yeah.
clip.
Yeah, yeah. It took her. It was someone. She. We talked. She's getting ready for a show. I'm wait to see whenever she get back to me. Like I said, I can't make nobody do what I
Okay.
want to do. I gotta give them time. We got here a man, Art of
All
Muscle,
right.
coming through. Shout out to Art.
Hey guys, how you
Hey,
doing?
what's going
Hey,
on?
dude.
How
How you
you
doing,
doing?
Art?
Doing all right. I'm on an enforced vacation
Oh God.
because we've got furloughs this we got a furlough this week, so I'm off. So got plenty of stuff that I got to do around my own place, so that actually works. So
Yeah.
we're just maxing and relaxing, have been for the last 3 or 4 days. So that's all
Well,
that's going on with us.
yeah. I had been put out. Well, waiting for furloughs because my old job we were get. It was they were switching companies and it laid us off for about a month. You
Oh
know.
damn. Well,
Yeah.
that's about the same for me too. It's not a solid month, but it's going to be this month, this week, and then the first week of July, the first week of August, and then the week of Christmas. So it's quite a
Mm.
bit of time
What
off.
do you do?
So I'm
What do
in
you
I'm
do?
in I'm in industrial manufacturing. So
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, our particular industry goes in they're like hills and valleys. It goes up and down. So right now we're in a downward phase. So mercifully, I'm able to qualify for unemployment. So that at least helps some. So
Yeah, I know unemployment. If you when your job lays you off, they give you unemployment like that. But when you decide I want to quit my job or some other stuff,
right,
it's
exactly.
it's jumping hoops. It's funny. I remember when I left my job when I left one of my jobs, when I was working for 13 years. I got unemployment. It didn't last so long. I worked this one place, not even a full year, and I got more money from working there than the last 5 or 6 years working back in the place. I left it for one time. I left it. I worked there 8 years first time. I left and I came back and I worked another 5 years, and then they fired me, and then I got my unemployment, and then it was gone. But lucky I was working this job under the table, and that helped me out a good bit. My unemployment dried up, but then when the other job that I quit that after, I was like, it was like maybe a month after I got my pacemaker in. They had me doing stuff that I wasn't fast enough for them. I said, forget it. And then I applied for my unemployment. I looked at the how much was in that I had. It was more than I had in the other place. I was even there a year, just barely a year, and I got at least $1,000 more in my unemployment account that I had from one place I was there for 5 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There was one other person I was going to mention that I believe is going to be at the Chicago Pro in
Okay.
July, and I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce her name. It's Jane Akara Preacha. She goes by the
Big
handle. She
Big
goes by the
Jane.
handle.
Yeah, he
Right.
talked with a.
She goes by the handle
Mm,
Big Jane. Here's her.
Well,
I just sent you her. I just sent you her profile. Apparently, she's going to be competing in Chicago,
well,
so she's
actually,
getting ready for that.
I was talking with Big Jane. She said she's going to make an announcement, but where Female Bobby's saying she might be doing Tampa.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that would make sense, I guess, because
Yeah, Tampa's
yeah,
next. Like that, give her at least if you do
yeah.
Chicago. Like me, Jane been talking a little bit. She sent me some pics and some videos every now and then. I post on my IG, and I interviewed her a while back. She's also been on before because I had a while back while interviewing Roxy Thunder, and her and Roxy were friends. She saw that I was interviewed, said, "Hey, I want to be. Can I take a part of interview?" Yeah, yeah, come on. You can. I have you on for a bit. You can talk about your friend, and she's also a therapist, a massage therapist, and also she's into very a lot of holistic, and also she's into yoga. She does a lot of that. I think she did that before when she was, before she started getting the bodybuilding. But Jane, she's an impressive lady. She has a great physique. I think she could really, depending who else is going to be at that show. If it's Tampa or Chicago, I think, like I said, if you're about to say she's going to do Tampa, I saw they posted this morning on their in their stories in their IG. So I think that probably better to give more time for her to get conditioned because Chicago is just like right now. Chicago is just another 2 or 3 weeks away.
Isn't
Trying to remember.
Atlanta? Isn't Atlanta and Chicago on the same weekend?
No, Atlanta is the next weekend, next week, and Chicago is
Okay.
the week after that.
Okay.
And but one person I heard is doing Chicago, and she's posted on her IG, and that is Hunter Henderson. Hunter has announced she's doing Chicago because it's been a while. I posted. I thought she saw that posted. I thought she said she was out for medical reasons. She said, "No, I'm not for medical. It wasn't medical reasons why she was out. She just, like I said, she took that year after, took it off. But I remember somebody said she was doing an interview and she said she was having medical issues, but she's also been doing a lot of power lifting. And you know, Hunter looks really impressive. It could be a chance that she could, most definitely, depending who else is going to be there, because she's working with Christina Mendoza in opposing, and all depending who else is going to be there for that show. But we see here, I'll pull up here. You um, let me see. Let me get it here. All right, and Hunter looks really impressive. Look at her quads. She really put in some definition
Right.
size. She took second to Mona Persley at Tampa back in 2021. And you remember that same year, she did her first bodybuilding show. That was at the Omaha. It was the dual championships. She won women's bodybuilding, Then the USA's, I think maybe a couple months later, and won the overall and got her pro card. And I
Is
think
Chris? Sorry, go
hmm?
ahead.
And I think that time she was just maybe 24, 25. I mean, she's still young.
How old
Is
is she?
Chris?
Hmm?
How old is
Is
she?
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just asking how old is she? You said
Well, now she might be almost 30 because when she turned pro, she was like 24, 25, and she's almost 30.
Is
She's still,
Christina going to be competing at all this year?
she has not
This
said or
year?
made any announcements. I mean,
Because the last time I remember she was competing was last year at Chicago.
yeah, she did
So
Chicago. She won that show, and then she did the Rising Phoenix, and she dropped out for the Olympia because of
okay,
she's it was some reason she didn't give the details of it. It was like something either something medical reasons, some mental reasons, something like that. We don't know the all story of it, but she I know people talk to me say that she does that. Remember back in 2021, she was signed to the do the Rising Phoenix, and then she dropped out. And I think she did the same thing in 2020. You know, and, Jake don't really give you so many chances, so or she don't apply anymore. But Hunter, she looks impressive. I mean, there's a good chance, depending who is going to compete at Chicago, who can give her a real fight. Maybe I'm still waiting on a couple of ladies like Rashada Boswell and also Michaela Aycock to throw in their hats when they're going to do. I think when Michaela, she did Atlanta twice. She won the show back in 2022, and then she took second to Mela in 2023, and she win Tampa. So she might just want to stay in her own backyard. But back to Big Jane, and Jane looks pretty impressive. I mean, she turned pro last year at the Olympia amateurs. This is her and her friend Lindsay Kozart, who's a wellness competitor, and Jane has a good amount of size. She did North Americans. I think she took second to um, Brittany Parrish at that show in their class, and then she turns around. I think she takes second or third at the amateurs. That was the show that Marina Lopez she won her class and she won the overall. But Jane, she's impressive. Like I said, if she has a size, she just got to bring in conditioning. She comes in really tight, and you get the good vascularity. She can probably maybe win it or maybe place in the top three. But as we all know, we don't have point systems anymore, and you have to win or that's it. You don't have choices to win. But you talk about Christina Mendoza. She has not. This is, I think, is a pick. I think it's not recent, but it looks like I don't know if she's going to compete or not. It was edited said 34 weeks ago, so that's like maybe month before last month, and she did compete at the Rise of Phoenix, where I think she was. I forgot what was places she was. I think she was either fifth or sixth. I think we're trying to remember seventh. I'm trying to remember. I know Andrea took first. Second was Angela. I think third was Michaela.
she's a bodybuilder. She's in bodybuilder division, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We have here some comments from my man Warrior says, Big Jane got potential. Yeah, she does. He also says, great potential. Also, he says, This is from Warrior. It says Hunter Henson is impressive. All right. This is from man M Bison says couldn't put a face on Big Jane. Okay, now I know who he's talking about. All right, thank you for saying that. And also we have here. Um, this is from my man Warrior. It says Christina Mendoza looks like she's competing for a show. Don't know what it is, but she's shaping for a competition. You know, and he says Christina just hasn't made an announcement. Yeah, it's a big thing. Wait on here. Also, this is from Hunter, Big Jane, and Martina. All are all young ladies in the division of women's bodybuilding that has bright futures for all three of them. Yes, they're very impressive because Marina did the Imperial show, which took second to Nadia Capasoto, and I don't know. I thought she might try to do Portugal, but my guess she might do. Somebody said they might want to do the Alina show because that give enough time. Because she was pretty good at the Imperial for the pictures I saw and some videos I saw. If you remember, Bottom Channel were there. I think AJ's gonna be there for the Portugal, and her condition looked a little better than she was at the Triple O Dynasty. Anyway. Anyway, we have here says, yeah, Big James definitely is packing on the size. And here,
What's his quad size?
hmm,
What's Big James quad size?
I don't know. You got to ask her. Nobody tells you the quad size and the bicep size. You got to ask them. They'll tell me.
You should ask those questions.
They're not that important to me. They usually don't important. They usually don't. Some of them don't even count the quad size.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the point of asking me if you don't count it? So that's why I do interviews. You still learning. So, do you think Jane Hunter or Martina would qualify for the Miss Olympia this year? I don't know, Warrior. That's up in the air. What's your, like Art? What's your thoughts?
It all comes down to how do they look on competition day, and it all comes down to what the judges are looking for. So it all depends on if they get that win. So
Hmm.
it all comes down to that. So I think all of them have got an excellent chance of it. It just comes down to who's coming, who is coming in best on competition day. So I usually don't try to make predictions out front for that reason because things can change on contest day in the blink of an eye. So it just depends on a lot of factors. So, but I think they're all incredible competitors. So I think any one of them can qualify. Just comes down to who's the best on competition day,
Yeah, so like, that's one thing. The judges, it's all what you present to the judges.
right?
If you bring in the better conditioning, like how Cena was at the Toronto, and how Ava, she came in, she was a lot larger. She had that fuller in roundabout in the delts and the shoulders, more lat development. She, there's no offense to Cena, but Ava looked like a true women's bodybuilder. You know, and that's why they picked her over Sheena. If you looked at the Portugal Pro for the pictures, I think with Nadia, she's still a bit small in the legs, but she has the great lines. If she can bring out a little size, she could probably do good. Now she's not invited to the Rising Phoenix. She can focus squarely on the Olympia. Um, with Jane, you know, truthfully, she's at the size, but the condition is the thing she needs to improve on. You know, and also look at someone like I got a picture of Anastasia. It's a picture of her. She is. I mean, I
Yeah,
mean, I I think she could possibly. It's going to be a battle between her and Sherry. Truthfully,
yeah, yeah,
I know they mentioned the other lady in there. Jay looks pretty good, but Jay is a bit. I think one issue is always say that her midsection is really blocky. She just need to come in more tight and more have more of that V taper. but she always has good muscle development, especially the upper body, the shoulders, and in the arms. Um, you know, but it's about what they're gonna bring to the show. That's the big thing about it. Um, Here, this is from man. This is from
Warrior 2000.
Word 2000. You know, my computer's getting slow. I don't know why someone do that sometimes. It says, this is from M Bison says, possibly Martina. Didn't she win or place high at a show earlier this year? She took second at the Imperial show, but that was it. You don't have point system anymore. So there's no point to place second at a show. You don't have the point system. This is from where he said, "Do you think?" Yes, yeah. I say, this is from where it says, "It's just me, or does Ava Mello look like Judah Wetzel a little bit with the same hairstyle, but the difference is Ava is bigger size and she has better conditioning." Hmm. You know, what you think? When you gentlemen, well, I'll say Art. And KL, you can give your thoughts.
On Ava?
Yeah.
Oh man, you had to ask that. Because Ava to me, all right, let's see. Let me give a disclaimer. I don't have anything against Ava, personally. But there are a lot of controversy around her, going back to her competition history. When she was competing at North Americans, when she got her pro card there, I remember seeing a story. I'm not going to give her name because she didn't give me permission and I don't want her to get in trouble for this. But she posted on her story that she was really upset. This is a top level IFBB pro female bodybuilder and a multiple time Olympian who was saying this, and she was saying, yeah, she got it, but she didn't earn her pro card. And I DM'd her directly and I said, what are you talking about? Because I had no idea this was going on. Because apparently Ava, in a post over on Instagram, had said that she had no prior show experience. And that raised my eyebrows because you have to have competed at a national qualifier in order to be able to get on a national level stage. So if she had no prior show experience, then that meant that she shouldn't have been able to get on the North American stage in the first place. So I DM'd her back and said, yeah, there's something really wrong with that. But then I went back over to the same post and she said that she had no prior national show experience. She changed the post. Then she went on an interview with AJ and JB over on Female Bodybuilding Channel, and they asked her that question too. And she said that, well, she had competed at a small show in Utah. When something looks kind of sketchy with me, I tend to go back and I do my own research. So I went over to the official NPC Utah website. I looked up the shows that they have there, and I cross-referenced them with the shows over in NPC News Online. Ava doesn't show up in any competitor list for any show in Utah from the beginning of 2022, from the beginning of 2020, all the way up to North Americans in 2022. So, according to the evidence, she still doesn't have a national qualifier. So, how
Hmm.
does somebody who didn't compete in a national qualifier get on a national level stage? Because then, for me, that calls into question the North Americans win, her getting the pro card, and consequently, this win at Toronto and her going to the Olympia. So,
Hmm.
how did all of this take place? I don't pretend to know all the details about it. I just know what I've researched. So if somebody can clear that up for me, I'm all ears. I mean, I
Hmm.
think she looks fantastic. Make no mistake about it. She came in like gangbusters at Toronto, and I've been following along with her progress. But I gotta ask, it's like how did she get on a North American stage if she had no national qualifier? And
Oh, okay.
that's been a question for me ever since.
Yeah, because
Because if she doesn't, because in fact, hold on a second, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me get. Let me
Yeah, we
pull
got some
up some
pictures
more
here.
information.
I think, like I said, you have to get to a nationals. You have to win a regional show.
Right. You have to get
And
you either have to place top five in one of the national level shows in the previous year, or you have to place top two in the open class of your division at one of the national qualifier shows.
mhm,
So let me pull up. I'm going to send you a copy of her contest history over at NPC News Online, so you can see what I'm talking about.
yeah. Here we got a comment from uh, Remember, says it's about who you know. Yeah, it could be big. Who you know, or it's not like sometimes there's always thing. Well, remember the piece is not about not who you know, it's who you do too. So also, this is from Warrior. Who says Ava looked nervous in her pro debut, Toronto show when she did her routine. To hopefully she finds her courage to not be so timid on stage. Art has he sent me the link. Let's see. Um,
So if you go down to her contest history, she should have three shows. She should have the supposed national qualifier, her win at North Americans, and the Toronto show. So if you look up her contest history, you see the North American win, and then you see the Toronto win. But where's her national qualifier?
hmm. All right, we
See,
go
that's what
here.
doesn't that doesn't make any sense.
Hmm. Well, sometimes I've been gone to this site. Sometimes I've seen competitors. Some of them don't have all their shows. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens. I've known
Right,
ladies who.
and I thought that as well. That's why I went over to the NPC Utah website. I also contacted them directly via email just to cover my bases and make sure. It said, okay, are there any other shows in Utah despite the ones that you're showing here? And they said no, aside from one more. I said, these are the only five shows that are allowed. I was like, okay. So I went through and I looked everything up. And then, like I said, I cross referenced them with what they have over here on NPC, and they match. She doesn't show up.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, if I have fucked up some way, I'm all ears as to find out how I did so, because I don't pretend to be perfect. But that's why it's hard for me with Ava, is because hearing that um, from this person posting in her story that long ago, and then talking with her directly, and then going and doing my research, it's like, how is this happening? So
Hmm.
that's what's confusing me.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, this is from a man inbox. He says, "Yep, laughing my ass off, George," and he says, uh, "No comment." Also, this is from Warriors. Says maybe some political affirmative action from someone high up to give Ava Mello some special treatment for somebody high up in the IB NPC, possibly. Who she know, like I said, it's about not who you know, it's also who you do. Also, you bring up interesting point art. Yeah, that's the question. But his thing is, she's already Olympic qualified. She's already a pro. I am in some cases I don't know. Some shows you can pay in to do a national. I don't
I
know.
don't think it's possible at all. That's why I think, and it wasn't just this particular person. There are quite a number of people who were upset that this had happened. I guess they just let it go water under the bridge for them. But I mean, even if it was political, it shouldn't have happened at all. I mean, she
Mm,
should have to follow the rules. That's why this particular IFBB pro is complaining, is because, hey, I never got that. I never got that when I was going to get my pro card. I had to go through all the motions. How does it not happen here?
mm.
So
Well, like I said, there's a lot of mysteries. Like how some women wear the show and they just even come in better conditions than others. Judging sometimes is effect, but also I think because she has a particular look, they want to push more of the girls who look more feminine, who have the great muscle. They want the ones that really represent to get more attention women's bodybuilding. It could be, you know, uh, anything. It could be somebody in the PCIFB, a promoter who sees potential. They want her to be the new star. You're not gonna shake a shine off my star. That's Andrea Shaw. Um, this is for a man. Stephen Prey says, "Look at the interview Ava did behind the muscle." Um, if
I
you
know what
haven't,
he's I know what he's talking about. It's a podcast called Behind the Muscle. And I had been looking for other podcasts with her. The only one that I had known of was the one that Female Bodybuilding Channel had done with her. But I'll go ahead and check that out.
yeah. Well, one thing I said, I can't post any videos of Field Body Channel interviews because they gave me a thing because they hey, you should give me opportunity to share your stuff, but you know what, fuck it, even
Yeah.
though JB come out here by every other time. um
I thought they was your boys.
hey, that's what you think. Ward 2000 says Jim Mannion and Tyler Mannion probably should do a background check on Ava. Well, they're not going to do that because you know what? If it's not particularly like someone like they more focus on certain divisions, bikini and wellness. They're not going to do too much focus on the women's bodybuilders much. You know. Also,
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, you're
full
right.
back, yeah,
Oh,
full background check. Yeah, they're not going to do it. They're not going to, if it's anybody else, they might, but they're not going to invest the time into Ava's qualification. She's there already. She got her pro card. That situation happened. It was at the North Americans where Hannah Hussein and Michelle Bogdan had to fight for there because they say that the rule was that if you win in your class, you know, you get your pro card. That
right.
was, yeah,
And and that's really confusing to me because I mean the show was under the auspices of both NPC USA, but it was also NPC Worldwide, and the rules are different depending on those organizations. NPC Worldwide has the minimum 5 competitor rule, where they say you have to have minimum 5 competitors to be able to have a pro card, and then there's only going to be one that's handed out for the overall winner. But like you said, George, NPC USA, their rules said all class winners get pro cards. And that was the discrepancy, is because the judges went with NPC worldwide rules, which is why originally they didn't have them. But then Hannah and Michelle brought up this fact with NPC USA, and then that's how they got their pro cards. That's why if you look at the picture of them getting their pro cards, they're in regular clothes. They're
yeah.
not. That's what they said. So it's like that confuses me. It's like I even brought that up and said, okay, we've got this exact situation coming up with nationals this year. Same situation. Whose rules do we go with there?
Like,
It's confusing to me because it's like you got two organizations that both have auspices at the same show, but they have different sets of rules. So who trumps who?
and then you got to figure like this: when you have the nationals, all but women's bodybuilding, they top two get their pro card. Because remember I interviewed Amanda Santos. She was doing both physique and women's bodybuilding. She got a pro card in women's physique. She took second to Anastasia Ryder in the of it was heavyweight division, and but you get a pro card because, like I said, well, I was going to use the excuse that not enough competitors. But you had, I know, ladies who I interviewed, Candy, also Jimmy Hart. There was at least over 7 women in that class, and and you can look at the other divisions where they all feel stacked. You had at least enough that they gave our 2 pro cards. You remember I interviewed both Shannon Burgess and her sister Tamika Turka, and they both got their pro cards. They took second in there. I'm trying to remember if Shannon won in her won the class, but didn't get the overall. And I think Tamika won her class, but didn't get the overall. And Shannon, I think she took second in her class. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Here we got here from a man, uh, Ava from Pittsburgh. I doubt they will. So she's from Pittsburgh. Okay. So, and Warrior says, yeah, probably right. So we got some controversy here. And it's like, that's something, controversy in the world of bodybuilding. Yeah, it's just something, it need it, because, it needs some attention. This is something a mystery, but like I said, Art, I respect your sources, and and I understand keeping, I can understand too about keeping, sources. A lot of people tell me stuff, and I wouldn't tell to anybody else. I try to keep their confidence because sometimes these ladies don't want to be blacklisted. We know we meet at KL. We're doing an interview with Samuel Alham. He mentioned how when Kay Baxter didn't like the criteria for women's bodybuilding, and she speaked out against it, then they kicked her out. Kay had an amazing physique. I think she could have been Miss Olympic contender in the future. But
Yeah, and it was upsetting finding out about Kay, because I mean, that's the thing about women's bodybuilding, that even in the women's bodybuilding community, there's been this philosophical argument that's been going on ever since the 70s, ever since the late 70s, ever since it started, as to what direction female bodybuilding should go. You got people like your K Baxters who say, hey, we should be able to develop our physiques to the maximum limit. Femininity rules and such like that be damned. And then you've got the other ones who say, "Oh no, we should have to rein it in. This is after all female bodybuilding, and it shouldn't. And the women shouldn't be looking like the men." If you watch the movie Pumping Iron 2, there are quite a number of things about the movie that you can critique, but the thing that stands out for me is that you see this philosophical argument being played out between the likes of Rachel McLish and Kay Baxter, and
Ben Francis.
Bev Francis, yeah, and you see the two of them, you see their two philosophies mentioned, and that's been going on now for 50 years. Kay just squarely put herself in the category saying, no, this is women's bodybuilding, we should be able to go. This is bodybuilding, not beauty building. We should be able to go as far as you want. That was why her motto was get built without guilt. And that's why
Mhm.
she pointed that out. So,
I think a good example of somebody I'm gonna pull up here that fits that model is Michaela Acott.
yeah, I
And
agree.
and Michaela, we don't know what show she's gonna do. She might do Atlanta again, or she might do Tampa, where she's already
Like
champion
a
at.
freak of nature.
Hmm?
She's like a freak of nature.
And remember, she's really short. She's
Yeah.
not even 5 feet tall.
She's like a
You know,
female Wolverine.
Wolverine's a little taller than Wolverine's 5'3". But yeah, I can see it. She's
Isn't Anastasia shorty too?
yeah. I think Anastasia.
She's really not that tall.
I think
So
she's like 5 feet, maybe 5'1".
yeah, and that's like the ideal physique for female bodybuilding because you got those
Yeah,
short bones.
yeah. Because you look at another one, Angela Yo. She's like 5'3". Anything usually the shorter girls. Anything below 5'5", they can really pack on muscle. You
Right.
know, uh, Andreas is 5'5". She hits that kind of like almost that borderline right there. Uh,
I think that's what isn't someone who I guess struggles because of her height. Angela Nouri. You had
mhm,
her as a guest. How
yeah,
tall is she? I think she's like, is she
she's
near 6 foot or almost
she,
6 foot?
she's
Yeah.
she's 5'11". She's
Yeah,
five
she's
eleven.
up there. So, because I see her standing over everybody up there online. So, it's so much harder when you have those long bones like that to build serious, to get those really big, full muscle bellies.
Yeah, and another lady who I interviewed, Aubrey Meyer. Aubrey's 6'2".
Wow.
I mean, and she hangs out with Maria Lieberman, and they're like, I tell them, they're like, y'all like, you remind me of the movie Twins. We hang out
Right.
together,
Right.
and
Exactly.
yeah, because Aubrey's husband, he's short, and Maria's husband's really tall. Y'all can exchange husbands. Because her husband is a short Indian dude. He's a I think Indian descent. her and Aubrey was a tall white dude. It looked like y'all could interchange husbands. You know,
Yeah,
it was
prior to finding out about Angela, the tallest woman that I knew in bodybuilding was Zoa Lindsay, because she was 5'10", 5'11", packed. But she had packed on very serious muscle, so she'd been working very, very long time, very, very hard. She competed at the 2008 Miss Olympia, but boy, it's just a testament to her work ethic, because the second she was done with that routine, she collapsed
geez.
backstage because she had been having serious back problems prior to going on there. So when you see her on that routine, when you see her posing like that, she is in excruciating pain when she's out there on the stage. And she said, there's like people were saying, no, don't go out there. She said, this is the Miss Olympia. This is what every female bodybuilder dreams of. I'll be damned if I'm not going to go out there. So
Yeah.
she didn't do very well, but kudos to her. And I had the opportunity to meet Zoa in person. Absolute sweetheart of a woman. Tall, like I said, tall. Her husband, Big Joe Kumzak, he's like 6'3", 6'4". So I'm like in the land of the giants with the two of them, because they're both so tall. But yeah, that prior to meeting Angela, Zoa was the tallest woman that I had met
Well,
in women's bodybuilding.
the one of the tallest women that was in the pros was Nicole Bass. I think actually Aubrey's 6 feet. Nicole was 6'2".
Oh, that's right, Nicole Bass. You're right. She
Yeah,
was 6 foot at least.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was a giant. I mean, and she really was the hard part for a long time was trying to put on that because she was so lean, and she really had to um put on a lot of size to compete with some of these women. She only
Yeah.
did like she did one couple of pro shows before she retired. She spent so many years in the NPC working her way up, and then she, got a pro card. I think she did, was it 97 was her first and only Miss Olympia she ever did. And after that, she was retired and she started doing the wrestling and she passed away. We had here a comment from my man Warrior says it's highly questionable of how she surpassed the Nationals, but we got a look forward ahead on how she will do at the Miss Olympia. That's a possibility. Also, we have here from Warriors says Mikaela Acock definitely is one of the most top super rated conditioned women in the entire IFBB women's bodybuilding division. I believe she is. I think, yeah, Also, we have a comment from a man M Bison that says, "Wasn't Lisa Lewis 6 feet bodybuilder? No, she was like 5'10".
But she
Body.
was big. Her competition weight was like 180, 190. Her off season was around 200, 210. So she's a really big girl.
Yeah,
She's
she was
really big girl. They just posted over on a female bodybuilding channel a clip of her. I can't remember what show it was, but yeah, Lisa was massive. Lisa was a very big girl. Then
yeah, I
also
mean,
also Monique Jones. My nickname for her was Big Mo Jones, because
yeah,
she that was amazing hearing her. She was around what, 5, I want to say
10.
5'9", 5'10",
Yeah.
and it was amazing. She was talking in an interview. She downsized downsized to 195. So
Mm.
she was up there in like the 220 range. Well, for her off season. So it's like really, really big girls. But really impressive, because I had the opportunity to meet Monique in person. Wow. In a word, wow. She was a big girl. One of the
Yeah.
best backs in women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, because
So,
she lives in South Carolina, because and she works with Trey Hodge. Also, I know a couple. I interviewed a couple ladies that also work with her. There was she was talk. They was hoping her to come back, but I think she's fully investment into being a coach and a trainer. I think she's fully retired. We never know because it was she took that it was that year when they was pushing out women's bodybuilding. She stepped back for a bit for 2 or 3 years. She came back, won the first year of the Miss the Muscle the Romanian Muscle Fest, And then there was that year when there was when they had most muscular. She was competing. They gave to Andrea. I like Andrea, but that should have been, you know, most definitely that should have been Monique's. You know, she was most muscular. I like Andrea, but if anybody was most muscular, it was Monique Jones. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about that. Um, Here, this is from my man in Boston. I forgot about Nicole Bass, RIP. Yeah, and also this is from a man. Some said pretty copied that. And he said, you know, if he said this is, he said, Lisa was 5'10". This 5'10". Yeah, you know. But like I said, we're still waiting. The list is not going to be out till late this evening for the Portugal Pro. I don't know all the. It's like know some of the ladies who do the physique. Not all of them. Like I said, house names announced. One lady who is on the list is possibly competing is Carolyn Alvarez,
Okay.
and we hadn't seen her since I think last year. I think she Olympic qualified, but she just I don't know what I think it was issue with the last couple of times. One time when she was qualified, it was during the height of the COVID era, so she didn't make the show. And then she was qualified 2022, she didn't make it, and she was qualified last year. And the question is, what's the holdup? I understand that the cost. I mean, I saw a video where she was in traffic trying to get donations that year when she was qualified the first time. But those they can fly you out, but the thing is, everything is on your shoulders after that.
Yeah, it gets back to what we've been talking about, the expenses of shows. So
Hmm.
I can only imagine. I mean, hats off to Sherry because I mean all the money that goes into a single contest prep, and then include with that international airfare, which is not cheap. But I mean, like you said, if they fly you out, but still you got to get a hotel and such like that. Hopefully they've got that arranged for them. I'd be surprised if they did, but it would be nice if they did. So is Julia Forey going to be competing in any shows this year?
That's another one we're waiting on too. I would think she might try to do the Alina show, or she sometimes she comes here and compete. But she competed at Tampa. I think she was top five in Tampa last year.
Hasn't she
And,
competed in Romania as well? A couple of times,
mm,
I think.
I'm
I'm not
trying to
exactly
remember.
sure.
No, I don't think she competed in Romania. I know she did Europa Championship the year before, last
Maybe
year.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, she did
Maybe
Europa
that's what I'm
Championship a
thinking
couple of
of.
times, but not the Romania. Uh, the best bet for her is probably try to do either Romania or the Linda show. You know, I don't the show in Anaheim. I don't know if it's I think it's going to be qualification for this year because I think they stop qualification after that second week of September for the Olympia because this is October, and I
Hmm.
think the
Okay.
Lena show is the first of September. I think the deadline for Olympic qualification stops right after that first week because it's going to be about the end of August by the time the Alina show starts. And then you have the Rising Phoenix, which is the 24th in August. And you can top three competitors are qualified. That means, if you have Angela and Andrea in the top two, whoever else who's not qualified by winning the show can get that spot. Because the thing is always about the Rising Phoenix, you know, if you have Andrea Shaw winning it, you're not going to qualify for the Olympic. It's an Olympic qualification show, but as long as the champ's there, no one's going to get the opportunity to qualify, or any other competitors who's already got the qualification.
Yeah.
Now, one person I think we're wondering is a couple of more. Like this is most of the ladies in the list from the Rising Phoenix. We still have Rashada Boswell. It's a Michaela's one. Um, there's also Irene Anderson, and also I think Mela Ash, and I think a couple more. I can't think of off my head. There's so few shows. It's only Like I was listening, there's only 7 shows left for qualification. If you count,
Right.
Portugal this week. The next weekend you have um the Atlanta show, Chicago, Tampa. Then there is the Lena show, and I don't know if they will count the Rising Phoenix for because it's going to be 24th. Well, yeah, that's still in August, and the show in Anaheim, I think that's for next year, and
Well,
the Muscle
you've
Festival
also
next year.
there's another one though. They sprung that one all as well. The Titans Grand Prix.
That's the one we're talking about,
That's
Anaheim.
all right, right.
Yeah.
And then there's the Europa before that. There's the Atlanta before that. So now
No. The Europa Championship is gone.
what's that now?
Europa Championship is gone.
No, it's not what I'm talking about. Alina Popa Classic.
Alina Coast Cax, that's what you're talking about. But you said Europa, yeah. But yeah, Alina Popa, that's that first September. So
Wait a second. The Europa Pro has now been canceled because it's
it's
still on the schedule.
the Imperial. What is the
No,
Imperial took the place? Is it still on the schedule? Let me pull it up.
no. I'm talking about the Europa Pro on September 14th
Let
in
me see.
London.
That's they don't. I don't think they have in women's. They have in women's physique.
No, they've got it. I'm looking at the schedule right now
Let
over
me
at
see.
ifbbpro.com. They've got it listed there.
Let
I
me
don't know
see.
if that's an addition or not, but they've got it listed.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh
September 14th, 15th, London,
oh,
UK.
okay. Because one point I thought they were going to drop. They went one time I saw they was they must just added it. So
Or
oh
that's two possibilities. One, they either forgot to remove it, or they decided to re-add it. So, but I know it's there. So
yeah
at least we got one more, if
yeah.
that is in fact there.
Well, I
So
think that's between September 14th and 15th. So that's probably qualification for next year Olympia. It might
we'll
be.
get. Can't they do it all the? Let's see. What is the cutoff for that?
I try to
I'm
because
looking to see.
the Olympia is October. The it starts October the 11th to the 12th. You also remember you have the amateur part. That's like the earlier that week because you have
Okay.
those amateurs for a couple of days.
It says it ends on the September 15th. So Europa falls in there. That Europa, if it is there, will be the last one. So then the Titans would qualify for next year's Miss Olympia.
Yeah, Titan in the
Yeah,
Romanian Muscle Fest will qualify for next year's Olympia.
yeah, right.
So
Okay,
there could be a
all right.
chance that Julia Foray or maybe Irene Anderson or also there's Gemma Lancaster. She lives in Great Britain. They might try to jump on that show and get qualification. Because one point I didn't. They was on the list at first, but then it seemed like it was dropped. But my guess decided to maybe because they needed to pay for sanctioning fees and they added it on because it's supposed to be a show because it was run by the Two Bros. Two Bros. They were with Arnold. But
Mm-hmm.
then the issue happened when they almost had the prize money and then they almost had the show. And there was always debate that they're going to add women's bodybuilding to it. But that'd be great because there's a lot of competitors that's around in the UK in women's bodybuilding. They probably would love to have a show that'd be close to home to them. You
Right,
know.
one that would be there for Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So not Italy. I mean Europe. I
Yeah,
mean European competitors would have something to be a lot closer to home.
yeah.
So
So when they go out of the way to come to the states, or like think about it, somebody like if Barbara Majan doesn't win, she can do that show. If she want to wait, or she can try to come here and States to do a show, or the Sophie Leo. No, I'm not thinking. I'm sorry, wrong bodybuilders. I'm thinking physique competitors, but bodybuilders, like Marina Lopez, or who else that did the show? There's the chick from Israel that's also doing the Europa Championship, the Portugal Pro. There's a good list of women that could probably, if they miss the opportunity for qualification in either in Alina or the Portugal Pro, they jump on that show, saving the cost to try to come over here and try to do either Tampa, Chicago, or ATL.
right
Yeah.
there's if the schedule holds true, there's 6 birds still open for that. So it's like three of looks like what? Three of them would be in Europe, three of them would be here in America.
Mm-hmm.
So we got six opportunities. So
Yeah. Here we got one person. This is this is Raheem's favorite, Natalia Kobaleva. Oh, so
oh no.
well, she's gonna do so in the States. I think she might try to do Chicago or try to do Tampa.
Okay. Now she's not very she doesn't share a lot on her Instagram. Has she made any official indications to that?
No,
Yeah.
no, no, none that I know of. Because like I said, I don't follow like that. Look at stuff. Says Stefan Prey probably don't mention the tag over that Raheem might pop up like a ghost and start trolling. Also, this is from Lawrence Perkins says, "Good afternoon, George KL, Art, and everyone in the chat. Thank you, brother. Good afternoon
Hi,
to you too."
Lawrence.
Also, this is from Stefan Prey. It says, this is from War 2000. Stefan Prey talking about his son called the fake fantasy Russian goddess that dreams about. Laughing, yes, it. And also, this is from Warrior says, "Pardon my type O error." Yeah, that's all right, brother. Yeah, we get the drift. Um, yeah, that's one person that she skipped New York. I think she felt like she probably wasn't ready for New York. That's why she skipped it. And
She would have lost to Ashley.
yeah,
She would have been Ashley would have blown her away.
yeah.
I think. So
Ashley's amazing. I think she's where she is now, and there's so many other ladies who don't realize that. That's why you see like people like Julia Wetzel and a couple other ladies who were physique competitors, which only wins bodybuilding because there's a better opportunity because physique is too stacked. I ain't like other than people like Sarah Vilgas and Natalia, or you have Ann Moon, Evie Rain. She probably do Tampa because or she might do Texas, but you got to remember also Zelma Benson is going to do both Tampa and Texas. So Evie's going to have to find a show if her and most definitely her and Judy Feldman are going to be in trouble.
have they come out? Have they come out with the choices yet for the Masters? Because the last show that I remember Evie being in was that one.
Well,
That was the last one.
Yeah, because she got a qualification for the Olympia. Then she won the Texas Pro after that. As the Masters is going to be for next year because Jake says every 2 years for the Masters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're going to have because I remember I saw an interview Dallas Lee gave with Female Body Shop. Says the plan is every 2 years. They're thinking about. I know there's talk that there might any competitors that won in the Masters class will probably get automatic buy to the Masters instead of invite like it was last year. It's all depending how they're gonna do it. I would say now that Lena has that show, the Lena Popa show, then bring her to the States and have it at the in Orlando if you're gonna still have the Olympia back in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't move the Olympia down to Florida. I'm
Well,
surprised they won't. Because, I mean, just from a venue standpoint, I mean, doing anything in Vegas is so damn expensive. It really, really is.
Vegas is
So
not
it's
a
like,
family. Vegas is not a family town. Like Rashawn like to bring her babies with her. It's not a family town. There's not much we can do. We have kids. Orlando, you can go either Disney World, you can go to Universal, you can go, hang out someplace. And like I said again, the venue's a lot closer. Like that problem, there was like, Melo was almost late that year in 2022 because the hotel which you're staying wasn't close to the venue. And then it was a whole mess where everybody got sick because you got to think about it. In December, it gets cold in Nevada. Nevada is a mountain. Is a mountain. Is near the mountains, and that weather comes. I remember one lady, Lotta, sent me a video one time where it's raining and snowing at the same time. It happens like that. But in Florida, even December, it
right.
doesn't get below the maybe 70 degrees. That's not too bad. It's not too cold. It's not too hot either. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
I
They're
think that
much, they're much more accommodating as far as venues. I think what is it like? It's like anything that you would spend $1 on in some other place is like $2 or $3 in Vegas. As far as venues and as far as I'm not sure what the union situation is out there. But I mean, you have to factor that in as well, and they'll just to have a show in Vegas, they'll charge an arm and a leg for that as well. So I don't understand why Jake doesn't just simply move it to Florida and just keep it there. So I
Well,
mean, it's
you
up to
know,
him. It's up to him. But I mean, maybe it's for tradition's sake. I don't know.
well, the
But
thing is, tradition is old. Tradition is just, you can't always. Sometimes tradition is good, but often sometimes it can get away of progress. I think it'd be better to go ahead and have it, especially you have a lot more competitors around in Florida. It's a bigger bodybuilding community in Florida. I know it probably out west you have California, you have Arizona, but there is I think Florida has the next biggest bodybuilding community next to California because the weather. That's why you have a lot more competitors moving to California, Texas, Arizona, because the weather doesn't get as bad compared to if you live in Minnesota, if you live in Chicago, Illinois. Illinois, I forget, Chicago's a city, not a state. uh, you live in Pennsylvania. I mean, by the time it gets like I live in North Carolina, by the time it gets nasty, it's like maybe about February, January. It usually, even December is, we have spots where sometimes we wear shorts. It got really warm. Have those little spots every now and then. But then it does get cold. I mean, one time we had a snow around it was a Christmas. And it's rare for it to snow out here, especially how heavy it snows. And maybe like this, if we even get a half an inch of snow, everybody goes wild. Everything shuts down. You have to go buy your milk and your bread and your bologna before the snow hits. But if
right,
you're up north, up that way, hey, it snows 6 feet, and the world keeps moving because they're used to it. You know. Here we got here from Man Warrior. He says the Tiger Cover Lever is a pin-up Russian Kardashian version of fashionable and flaunty. Uh-huh. This is from we have here. This is Benedict Marie says hello, okay, and I think she says, "What is this?" Oh, this is my live stream. This is Muscle Talk Monday, episode 194. I'm almost at 200. Sometimes it get hard to find a subject to talk about. That's why I ask people if you have something you want me to talk about. You can shoot me, leave a post on one of these live streams, or you can go to my YouTube channel. You can find my link to my YouTube channel. Send me a DM. Let me know you want something to talk about. I one thing is I'm not being able to watch the Portugal because, as you know, they're I think 5 or 6 hours ahead of us here in the States.
it's about like 6 hours.
6 hours. So
Yeah,
by the they start the show at maybe 9, it'd probably be like
it'd be like 3 in the morning.
yeah 3 in the morning, and then by the time you get to the finals, it's probably like mid afternoon for us and close to even time for them. So but and also I think one person told me they would try to watch the Imperial show, but you have to pay with euros. And that's the thing is,
Oh, they won't accept American currency at all.
well, you could try and see because I think somebody told me that they try to pay for it with American currency, but I don't know if you want to watch the catch the finals. That'd be the only thing I gotta see. Let me pull up and see. Let me check here. The we go here to Portugal. Let's see. Trying to find. Let's see. My computer's a little slow. It takes me a few minutes.
Okay, I'll look into it, see whether or not it's gonna. Cause I've been over to England about 2 or 3 times, and every time I want to watch um the Super Bowl, yeah, it's always like 2 or 3 in the morning because
Mhm.
it's a 6 hour difference. So, but yeah, I'll look into that, see if they accept American currency, because I'd really be surprised if they didn't. I mean, that would be
Well,
that's like cutting off how many people? So
yeah. I think it says if you buy now, I'm looking at here and see it's I think it says how they do it's like 1999 euros. So
I'd have to look up the exchange rate, see what that
yeah,
translates to in American. So
yeah, yeah. So
we just had on a different subject. I'll toot my state's horn for a bit. I live in Indiana. We just had our newly resurrected Indy Pro, our Indy Super Show that they had down in Indianapolis. The only problem is that they only have two divisions, and that's
mm,
classic physique and bikini. So I'm trying to figure out how do we get either WPD or WBB at this show.
well, it's you
Yeah,
have
so
to. One thing I remember what Jada did, was it, she pushed to have it women's bodybuilding that year. You have to put up the sanction fees and the prize money, and you have to sponsor it.
right,
That's the thing. You have to have sponsors that want to put the money for it. But you know why? Those divisions are the popular divisions. They're the divisions that sponsors throw money behind. Like you said,
right.
was it bikini and what else?
Classic physique.
Classic physique. Those two are the popular. Well, classic physique is popular, and I'm surprised they're not wellness. I thought they'd probably get wellness. You know, you have to be able to pull up at least I would say 25,000 for the sanction fee. That's sanction fee.
25 grand for it? I didn't realize it was that much. Oh my
Yeah, it ain't that
God.
much. I mean, that's what somebody told me. 25 grand, and then you have to put the
Jeez.
prize money. So you got to think about if you do top three competitors, that's another, and everything else you might have to put in another 20,000.
So you're looking at 50 grand to have just one division. My God.
Yeah.
I knew it was there. I didn't realize it was that steep. Jeez.
hmm Yeah, that excuse that I don't like to say that. We don't want women's bodybuilding because we can't put up the sanction fee, but you can pull up another $200,000 for men's open.
Right. The lone exception that I would give for the argument about money would be the Arnold for that reason. But for any other of these smaller shows, I guess I can see that argument.
Yeah,
So
that's
because
why.
it's like Iris was asked why women's bodybuilding wasn't with her show that she did with in Japan. They asked why is that not the case, and that was one of the reasons is that you try to find the money where you can. In the case of the Arnold, they don't have an excuse, but as some of these smaller pro shows, I can get that. I mean,
Yeah,
you got to scrape up the money, and that's not easy.
yeah, because
So
I think it's supposed to be a bodybuilding show in South Korea. I think women's physique. They don't have women's bodybuilding. I think it was on the list before, and and I think what I should do, she should do a show here in the States. She has a name. She's the 10-time Miss Olympia champion. I would think, sponsors and promoters would probably want to, she if you promote it, I would think sponsors want to jump on it. But I think because of her, they blame Iris for why women's bodybuilding went this way. But truthfully, it's not her fault. It's the fault that the fact is that the sport was evolving. It's easy
right,
to point.
exactly.
Yeah, it's easy
Right.
to point.
It ticks me off when I hear people blame Iris for the state of women's bodybuilding, say, "Oh, well, she took it too far." Go look at Kim Shevetsky in 1996 to 1999, especially 1999.
99.
Right. I mean, go take a look at the sheer proportions that she had and tell me that it's Iris's fault. And for that matter, it's not Kim's fault either. It's like you said, it's like that's what they're rewarding. That's what was getting the title. That was what caused you to be able to win the big shows. And it's like if that's what's winning, that's what the women are going to do. But it's
hmm
like to peg it all on Iris and say it's all her fault. That's just not accurate to history.
Yeah,
So
it's just it's they keep changing rules because I'm gonna put up this video here and it's from that 90 it was 97 it was not no
90,
98 yeah
98 in Prague. Yeah.
yeah Prague and you look at yeah look at you have you have Andrew Bachet, you have Lua Cravel, you have Kim, you have Yolanda Hughes, you had Lisa Lewis, you know there goes one of my favorites, Vicky Gates. You know, these women were, I think, some physique competitors look like what these women look like today, then. And we see how much bigger that year before 99 Kim was getting. And here we
Right.
go. We have Lisa Lewis, we mentioned. And this is everybody loves the female bodybuilding pose dance. They are a lot more fun because sometimes the physique girls just be too, I don't know, they just don't really, you know, because they don't have it, they don't do the pose
There's
dance.
Lisa. There's
Hmm?
Lisa.
Yeah,
There's Lisa.
yeah,
Big girl. My
yeah,
God. She is just amazing.
yeah. There goes Yolanda Hughes. She had a great symmetrical physique. Some face she should have won that year because she took second. Yeah. It's always going to be the debate of what they want to see. And Drew Bichette, to me, she should have been Miss Olympia in 2000 instead of just splitting the baby. You know, some feel that Vicky Gates should have won the title, back in 2021. But, it's always going to be the debate on what's really what they want to see.
Yeah, I just sent you a clip of Kim in 1999. So when I say it's unfair to blame Iris, you can see what I'm talking about because it shows her just the sheer size that she's got in that show.
Yeah, we'll post it in a second. I'll see, put it here. She, like I said, she was just she was like, I think way bigger than, Iris also competed in that same show.
That was her first ever. That was her
Yeah,
first Miss Olympia. Yeah,
that was Olympia debut.
right.
Yeah. Is KL still here? Because, wait a minute. Here we go. Gotta be careful. I know there's some music there, so I gotta be careful. YouTube is always on my butt. But like I said, Kim, you could see how much bigger she was then. You
Right.
know,
It's like everybody points the finger at Iris and like, go take a look at this. It's
yeah,
not really fair. It's not really fair to blame Iris for having that look when Kim had that look back in 1999 and she was winning Olympia titles with it. So
hmm
it's not fair to blame. It's not fair to pin the whole thing on Iris.
yeah,
And
and
that was what was getting rewarded. I mean, all
yeah,
the women looked this size at this show. So
yeah, yeah. Because I think Melody Horton, that was her debut as a pro, and that's when after she decided, she was going to step back from bodybuilding, and that's where she started her family. She was young, and she had a great physique. I think did Laura Benini compete this show too? I think she did. Yeah, but we'll fast forward a little bit here. You really see, and you really see, just her conditioning was just for the back. Her back was just huge.
yeah,
And here we're gonna fast forward a little bit here. This is right here.
her and Vicky Gates.
A check,
Right.
$10,000. She's had a great year. She won the Miss International. She moves up from third to second. Vicky Gates.
I love Vicky. One person that reminds me of Vicky Gates is Mela Ash. The eyes, the
Mm.
physique.
In winning
There goes
her
Linda
fourth
Hoyt Wood right there.
consecutive Miss Olympia, picking up a nice cash total of $25,000 for her efforts.
There's Diane Cadeau.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Miss Olympia, Kim Szynski. Handing out Queen Amelia, Peter McGraw of Flex Magazine, Kenny Castle. First of all, thank congratulations on another win. That's only 4 in a row. You're going from home.
I want to thank God, and I want to thank all of you for supporting us. And we're going to keep getting better for you guys. So please keep coming to see us. Thank you.
That's what we need to do as fans. We need to keep come seeing these ladies.
Yep.
Yeah. See, and after '99, the trick is, Emphasis was placed on beauty, favored on muscularly, not too extreme. These rules changes were seen by many as an attack on Kim's overall look and meant to push her out the sport. Kim retired from bodybuilding after this performance, and this is from shout out to this is from which site is from female bodybuilding legends. I think I subscribed. Yeah, I subscribed to them. Shout out to them. Thank you for because I think I've seen it before. But yeah, it's always they're gonna keep changing the rules. They don't sit down and set the criteria for women's bodybuilding like they do for the other divisions. You know,
They
but
just don't follow through with what they say they want. They just simply don't. Because it's like they came out 2004 at what that memo they're talking about. That was the 2001 where they said they don't want to see muscularity in the extreme. Then they come out with 2004 with the 20% rule, and they say we want everybody to have a reduction of muscularity by 20%. But then in 2005, Yaxeni Orikin wins the Miss Olympia. She's one of the biggest, most muscular women there are, and that had everybody scratching their heads. They're going, "You say you don't want bigger women. How does Yaxeni get the title?"
it's like the
It,
debate with how that year in 2022 when the title wins physique, and then Sarah comes back, she wins it, and then Sarah beats Shanique Grant, who had the more streamlined feminine look over Sarah, but they give the title to Sarah. So it's just
and and both of them are ripped and peeled as like crazy. And the written criteria specifically says we don't want you ripped and peeled. So how did they get it?
like I said, he
They
says who's there, but the problem it is the judging. People can
right.
say, well, who's you can say you can see who comes there, but it's still the judging, the judges. We have one more. We'll finish this out because this has been an hour. It's about my supper time, and I really enjoy this talk. Art,
Yeah.
Yolanda, Lisa, Kim, Andrula. Yeah, this was probably the last great era of women's bodybuilding. I would say it was a good era. It's also right about the Irish time. Like you had Lena, you had Lisa Auckland, you had you know, Tina Chandler. You had Annie Rivicchio, who was competing around that time. Yeah, we do miss the '90s, but also 2000s were pretty good, and also the '80s were pretty good. You have, we were talking with Samuel. You had, you know, Bev and also Kay and Corey and Angela Langer. Just amazing women. Just a great, everybody's gonna have their favorite era, it's just, now we have like, you know, can't forget, Andrea and Angela Yo and, Mila Ash and, hope maybe someday we might see Alicia Young come back. I know, it's
And
possible.
Andrea, she's got the possibility not only to beat Kim's record, well, she's already tied Kim's with 4, but she could beat Corey's record of 6 in a row, and she could easily, if possible, if she keeps going with it like this, she could become the number one. She could unseat Iris with more than 10 titles. That's possible for her.
That's
So
possible. Yeah, she's still a young woman. She's just 40, so she can go on for another. How she takes care of herself, she can go on another, 6, 7, 8 more years if she likes.
yeah,
So, KLA, are you still here, brother?
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
here.
You've been really quiet.
Uh, you guys make me feel like that I'm out of van. So,
Well,
but yeah, you go.
that's what we bring you on. We want to educate you. Also, we want to get feedback from your thoughts too. I know you're more into the women and muscle part, but also we want you to let us know what you know about, give an understanding. We don't make you, you. This is why we want you to participate. We want you also use what you learn and what you see from me and Art and also Keith and and some anybody because you're doing content and
No, I
this is stuff
mean,
that
there's
helps
nothing
you.
really much to say. Like, I'm listening, and that's. I mean, I really can't. I really don't have an opinion. too much like that.
And we
Unless
do
if
have
y'all talk about like some fetish stuff or some other stuff. I mean, maybe there's some things I do know or remember, but not like not the way you guys are talking, man. I'm like, okay,
Mhm. Well, like I said, it's like I said, it's a process. And when you get
yeah,
into this stuff, you have to understand the process. It's not about trusting the process, but understanding it. That's why I said to some ladies in the interviews. And it's a lot of work. You have to be focused. You have to figure out. Like, I mean, I would do my interview with Gisele. I said, George, you could be a judge. I said, I'm not a judge. I'm just a fan. I just from interviews I've did with some of you ladies and stuff I've learned, and questions I ask. It's good to ask questions. If you don't know something, ask, because
Right.
if me or Art or even Keith will happy answer, because especially Keith, I think there's issues.
I
forgot my
mean,
phone.
ask
I forgot that I need to
questions.
pay. I think I
Yeah,
forgot. I sent a message to him, but I think my phone. I need to pay my It's the first of the month. I gotta pay my phone bill, so I'll do it later.
Yeah,
I
it's
still.
like that's how you learn stuff is asking questions. Like if you have a question, like there are times when most of the stuff that I know about this is by asking questions of the women themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Is just saying, what are you talking about here? What is this referring to? Like meal prep. Like I asked, there was a girl, she posted all the meals that she had prepped, and I just wrote DM'd her and said, just curious, how far out do you prep your meals? What's your favorite ones? Stuff like that. And they're only too happy to answer those. It's just if you it's just if you segue into like sexual stuff like that, that turns them off. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like as long as you take genuine interest in the process, I mean, they'll only be too happy to answer your questions, and that way you learn.
Yeah.
That's how I've learned most of the stuff that I know. It's just asking questions and getting genuinely interested in the process.
Yeah, and also that's why I don't like one thing I don't do my interviews. I don't ask for flexes because the fact is sometimes they get tired of flexing. If they do it voluntarily, like Maria, she'll pop in and she'll flex because she likes to flex. When we do an interview with Gisele, she flex. If they do it voluntarily because they want to, because and I might every now and then I might might ask if one of the guys asks, but then it's like balls deep. I don't. If somebody else I don't. But generally, I want you to do it because you want to do it, not because someone asked you to do it. Because you know what, they got flex anyway. They got to pose and flex, and then sometimes that does get tiresome sometimes. And, I know David he asks flexes at the end, but some women, not all. But I want you to come here and share your story and to give people a perspective to understand what it takes to be a competitor in this sport. I mean, and this is why my focus is on the women because the guys get a lot of attention. They get most of the attention anyway. I had a couple of guys on here before. Keith's been on here. Sean. He's been on here. I interviewed Oksana's husband, Autumn.
yeah. I seen that. I seen that interview. I seen that
Yeah,
interview.
because not just I know I would love to have Andre out here one of these days. I would love to have any other ladies, but if they're not willing to come on here, I'm not going to force them. I want to move on because I got an interview tomorrow with a lady is a bikini competitor. I got an interview this coming weekend with a lady. She's a figure pro. I reach out to the ones who want to share their stories. I mean, I was talking to one lady this morning. She wanted to do an interview, but something came up and she's going to take care of that. We're going to try to do it next week. Melanie Specco. We supposed to have one Sunday, but something came up with her. And I said, okay, we can do this in this weekend. She has the time. Sometimes you have to be patient with some of these women. And the ones who you don't want to waste your time with, move on.
I
That's
mean,
why
it's a lot of women, man. Like, I mean, I don't know who. It's not always easy. I mean, like the amount that you get, I can't get it. I mean, I just try to get whoever I can get. Like there was
that's
this.
fine.
I mean, I was even trying to get a guy, like talk to a male bodybuilder, because he caught my interest because he do calisthenics, and there was times I was doing calisthenics and stuff like that, and I seen him like over the weekend, and he was doing like this muscle up kind of competition with this other guy and stuff. So, but he was kind of acting a little weird with me, because he responded, but then he didn't really entirely respond. So, I just kind of just kept it moving, man. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not easy all the time,
well, his
So,
thing is, as I said again, anything worth having is never going to be easy. Many times I reach out to
yeah.
these people. I just while when I posted a thing about Hunter Henderson doing. I made a mistake when I heard somebody say that because she stepped away because of medical issues. She said that no, I didn't have medical issues, so I took it out. Okay, and I asked her if she wanted to do an interview. She said no. I said fine, it's cool. But like I said,
Mm,
information is information I got from somebody else because people who I follow saying because she was dealing with some medical issues stuff like that. That's why she didn't compete last year and yada yada. Okay, so that's why I went by. Sometimes you'll get like you get the information, you get it, and from other people, you just use what you got. But if you're the person you want to correct me, that's good. Good. I remember when I did an interview with Shamika Cash, where I got a name wrong and yada yada, and she came on because the fact was she wanted to. I said, "Come on, I'm a person who easily say I made mistakes, unlike another certain person. I'm not gonna mention his name, but but you know, you come on and share your story. You might be interested. You might want to know something. Because you know what? If you don't put yourself out there, I know it's tough. Social media it can be like I was talking to one lady. Social media can be a pain. I saw one lady says she's jumping on social media. It can be a pain. But here's the thing is you have to educate the people. You're gonna have to start with a few. And then you stretch out to the others. It'll take time. Because like Art says, media always has the idea of what people want to believe. They will shove it down your throat what they think, but not, it's different from the truth. Some people like want to believe, as I said, that people want to believe a pretty lie than the ugly truth.
mm.
So, gentlemen, I do appreciate y'all coming through here. It's about my supper time. That's how we say it down here in the South. We say it's supper time. So, and I enjoy talking with y'all. I know, guys say we ain't gonna have some of these. It's up to them. But if I love to have. It's been a while since we have other than Maria. I know with Marianne, she's going through stuff, and hope we can get her back on. Lori, I think she's prepping for a show. I think she might be doing the show at Anaheim. And she ain't confirmed or not. She might because it's a lot closer for her to do a show in California than go someplace else. Uh, we also I saw Jada. She's had a birthday. Happy belated birthday to Jada. She's traveling. Maybe we get to have her on sometime soon. And and just if you guys, like I said again, if you have something you want me to talk about, and it's something that really we need to talk about it, let me know. Because sometimes we do run circles with the same thing over again. But this is why I do this because I want to hear from y'all. You can find my social media links in my YouTube channel. You watch this live because you here in StreamYard I don't have it, but you can go to my YouTube channel, just click the link on the live stream. You can go into my channel, look at the links. You can find my IG. Send me a link. Let me know what we want us to talk about. Is it about a particular competitor? Is it about the sport? This or that? We would love to have something to talk about. You know, and this is why I do this. Try to have muscle talk Monday every week. Unless it's a holiday, I might just shut it down. Say, hey, we have a Monday off. But I want to let you know that hey, this is an open forum, not just for you competitors, but also for you fans. So, gentlemen, I thank y'all for coming through. I also want to thank my man, Warrior 2000, M. Bison, Stephen Prey, all you who are here, who watch, comments, who follow, subscribe. Appreciate your support. Like I said again, the Portugal Pro is going to be the 7th. That's Sunday. I don't know exactly the time. Like I said, if it's like about maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. That means for us in the States, it's going to be, depending where you're at here in the East Coast, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock for some people, 1 o'clock, and then midnight for others. But if you are here, just also, if you are someone who is international fan of women's bodybuilding, you at the Portugal, if you have any pictures, videos, send them to me. You can find my, I think my email is in the link of my YouTube channel, or you can send to my IG. I mean, I can use some of that material because, like I said, I'm going to be sleeping. By the time I get up, and then they already done did the prejudging, so I can't catch it. But any help is appreciated. Truly is. So, gentlemen, you have anything to say before we go out?
Yep, happy 4th.
No,
Happy 4th of July to everybody when it's coming up.
no.
So,
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, I don't
You're
care
always
too
welcome
much
guest.
about July 4th, but it is what
Well,
it
and my
is.
sister might have a little something. I might go and get something to eat, and that's about it. Everybody, my family, most of everybody's grown. My mom's gone. I don't firecrackers like that anymore. I let the little kids do that. But I do appreciate y'all. Hope happy Fourth. As you know, today is also Happy Canadian Day to our Canadian FBBs. Out there. Shout out to y'all. I see some happy Canadian things. So one lady said she doesn't celebrate colonizing holidays, but hey, I celebrate here in the States, and even though hey, it's it's still the fourth, we just celebrate for the eating. That's what we do. But thank y'all for coming through. Thank my man KLA. Thank my man Art of Female Muscle. Support these women in sport of bodybuilding. Reach out to them. Let them know that you are a fan. You genuinely care about what they do, what they're going through. It's a lot for these ladies. It's a lot. So if you are also, instead again, we have the Atlanta Pro coming up. So if you are in the Atlanta area, go check it out. Support. Also, we have Chicago, the Chicago area, check it out. Also, those who are overseas, and go to Portugal, check it out. If you can get to Portugal, if you live in the Portugal area, check it out. Support. Give these ladies a know that there are people out there who want to see them, grow. So anyway, I'd like to thank my men's KL the Wanderer and Art of Muscle again. I appreciate your brothers and thank you for coming through.
All right, later,
All right,
man.
all right, later, man. All right, folks. I appreciate you all. Share, like, comment, subscribe, follow my channel, support not just me, but also the sport of women's bodybuilding. And I wish you best of luck. And also, again, happy 4th of July. This is Mallory George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good, happy 4th.